Chassidic Parashat of Devarim, the Vision of Redemption. Insights from Rabbi Levi Yitzhak of Berdichev on Parashat Devarim and Shabbat Shazon. In the sacred tapestry of Jewish tradition, the interplay of time, text, and spiritual insight reveals profound dimensions of meaning, especially as we approach the solemn days leading up to Tisha B'Av. Shabbat Shazon, the Shabbat preceding this day of mourning, serves as a rich and intricate gateway through which we can glimpse the future redemption, the long-anticipated era marked by the rebuilding of the temple. Rabbi Levi Yitzhak of Berdichev, a luminary in Hasidic thought, articulates this connection by emphasizing the nature of vision inherent in the Hebrew term shazon, which denotes not only a sight that is distant but also a glimpse of what is to come, albeit seen from afar. This exploration leads us to a deeper understanding of the relationship between Parashat Devarim, Shabbat Shazon, and the broader themes of exile and redemption within Jewish philosophy. As we embark on our journey through Parashat Devarim, we encounter a pivotal and transformative moment in the Jewish narrative. This portion inaugurates the fifth book of the Torah and is characterized by Moses' poignant address to the new generation poised to enter the Promised Land. Unlike their forebears who had direct encounters with the divine presence at Sinai, this new generation lacked the immediacy and clarity of such revelations. Experience was marked by a reliance on the auditory transmission of divine directives. Now listen, Israel. This stark distinction between the acts of seeing and hearing encapsulates a fundamental challenge faced by this generation. The inability to witness God directly instilled a sense of distance and uncertainty in their relationship with the divine. Moses' exhortations were not merely a series of commands. They were imbued with the urgency of a leader who understood the necessity for this new generation to internalize their spiritual heritage and embrace their role as stewards of God's will in a material world. This transition from direct divine revelation to a more mediated experience of faith underscores a critical aspect of Jewish spirituality. The understanding that closeness to GD is not solely a function of miraculous encounters, but rather a deepening of one's commitment to living out divine principles in everyday life. The profound lesson embedded within this transition is encapsulated in the paradoxical nature of their journey. As Devarim teaches, it is through their descent into the physicality of the Promised Land that they would ultimately achieve a higher spiritual ascent, a profound elevation of the spirit realized through earthly deeds. This notion of descent leading to ascent resonates deeply within Hasidic philosophy, where the complexities of earthly existence are viewed as necessary steps towards spiritual refinement and eventual redemption. Rabbi Levi Yitzhak's insights extend this understanding to Shabbat Shazon, a day that juxtaposes mourning with the anticipation of redemption. The Haftorah read on this Sabbath recounts Isaiah's vision of the future temple, serving as a poignant reminder that even amidst the shadows of grief and loss, there exists a glimmer of hope, a distant vision of what is yet to unfold. The anguish of the 9 days leading up to Tisha B'Av is not merely a time for sorrow. It is an opportunity for reflection and transformation, where the collective grief associated with the destruction of the temple can lead to a deeper appreciation of its future restoration. This duality is further highlighted in the spiritual practice surrounding Shabbat Shazon. While the Shabbat is inherently a day of joy, it is also a time to acknowledge the collective pain of exile. Yet, as Rabbi Levi Yitzhak advises, we are called to amplify our joy on this Sabbath, transcending the heaviness of the surrounding days. The joy of Shabbat serves as a foretaste of the ultimate redemption, a reflection of a future existence where the shadows of exile are entirely erased, and the soul's relationship with God is unencumbered by distance. In this context, the act of celebrating Shabbat Shazon becomes an essential spiritual practice. It invites us to engage actively in the transformative process of redemption, allowing our joy to transcend the sorrow that permeates the surrounding days. We are encouraged not only to partake in communal prayer and reflection, but to elevate our spirits through acts of kindness, charity, and connection with one another. By doing so, we embody the very essence of the redemption we seek, transforming our personal and communal experiences of grief into a collective vision of hope. Moreover, the concept of banquet associated with Shabbat Shezon, as articulated in the Shulchan Aruch, invites us to partake in a feast that echoes the exalted celebrations of King Solomon. This banquet symbolizes not only a physical indulgence, but also a spiritual anticipation of the world to come, a world where the pain of exile is transformed into the joy of redemption. In this light, the act of feasting becomes a sacred declaration of hope, an embodiment of the belief that every moment of suffering is a precursor to greater spiritual elevation. Rabbi Levi Yitzhak teaches that we should not only indulge in the delights of the Shabbat banquet, but also engage in a deeper spiritual exercise, envisioning the future. This vision, while distant, is not unattainable. It beckons us to imagine a world where the temple stands restored, where peace reigns, and where the Jewish people thrive in harmony with their Creator. This act of imagination is vital, for it allows us to transform our grief into a powerful impetus for action, igniting within us a fervent desire to contribute to the realization of this vision through our deeds and intentions. The teachings of Rabbi Levi Yitzhak of Berdichev illuminate the intricate relationship between Parashat Devarim, Shabbat Shezon, and the overarching narrative of Jewish redemption. Through the lens of this Chassidic perspective, we recognize that the journey of the Jewish people is one of profound complexity, where descent leads to ascent, and where the shadows of loss can be transmuted into the light of joy. As we read Devarim and observe Shabbat Shezon, may we cultivate the capacity to envision the future redemption, allowing the distant sight of the Third Temple to inspire our actions in the present, transforming our grief into a vibrant anticipation of the joy that awaits. In this sacred convergence of time and space, we find ourselves at a crossroads, where the past informs the present and the future beckons with promise. The teachings of Rabbi Levi Yitzhak remind us that the very essence of our faith lies not only in the memories of what has been lost, but also in our unwavering commitment to build a brighter future. May the lessons of Parashat Devarim and the spirit of Shabbat Shezon guide us in our quest for redemption, infusing our lives with purpose, joy, and an unwavering sense of hope for the days to come. Through this lens, we embark on a journey that transcends mere survival. We engage in the active creation of a reality steeped in divine promise, one where the vision of the future temple is not just a distant Shezon, but a living testament to our faith, resilience, and unwavering hope for a better tomorrow. A journey through unity and divine purpose in the sacred tapestry of Judaism. Every word and phrase carries a weight of meaning that extends far beyond its immediate context. Among these profound verses, the opening line of Deuteronomy resonates with particular significance. These are the words which Moshe Rabbanu spoke to all of Israel. This introductory phrase not only sets the tone for the entirety of the Torah's concluding book, but also serves as a gateway to understanding the deep, intricate relationship between humanity and the divine. Rabbi Elimelech of Lizensk, a towering figure in Hasidic thought, sheds light on this verse by imparting a critical lesson regarding earnest service to Hashem. He draws our attention to a sobering truth articulated in Ecclesiastes: there isn't a tzaddik in the land that does good and has not committed some transgression. This reflective statement serves as a reminder that imperfection is an intrinsic aspect of the human experience. Each mitzvah or commandment is said to correspond to one of the 613 limbs of the spiritual body. When one transgresses, the integrity of that limb is compromised, creating a sense of spiritual disarray. In light of this, a pressing question arises: how can a Jew, burdened with the weight of their own imperfections, dare to approach Hashem and engage in acts of holiness? Rabbi Elimelech provides a profound answer, illuminating the concept of Klal Yisrael, the community of Israel. This spiritual realm is not merely a collection of individual souls, but a perfect and complete entity that is unmarred by sin or flaw. The prophet Isaiah affirms this truth with the declaration, Ki em kulam tzadikim, your people, they are all tzadikim. This verse can also be interpreted as, Your people together are all tzaddikim. Even as individual members of the community may falter, the aggregate remains pure and whole. The strength of Klal Yisrael lies in its unity. When a Jew binds himself to this collective, the imperfections of individual limbs can be healed, allowing for the performance of mitzvot and acts of divine service in a state of complete kedusha, or holiness. This concept is poignantly captured in the invocation recited before performing a mitzvah, wherein we beseech the Almighty to unite the Holy One, blessed be He, with His Shekhinah, thereby harmonizing the divine names in perfect unity, all for the sake of Klal Yisrael. This invocation is more than mere words. It is a profound recognition of our interconnectedness and a call to elevate our actions for the collective good. As we delve deeper into this theme of unity, we find ourselves in the somber period of Bi'in Hametzarim, spanning from the 17th of Tammuz to the 9th of Av. This time is marked by mourning for the destruction of the Bais HaMikdash, the Holy Temple, a tragedy that stemmed from the destructive forces of senseless hatred. The sages teach us that the temple was destroyed due to the baseless animosity that arose among the Jewish people, a stark reminder of the consequences of division and discord. In addressing this profound sorrow, the Chedashi Harem offers insights into a Hasidic custom that seeks to circumvent the prohibition of eating meat during the 9 days following Rosh Chodesh Avenue. This custom is rooted in the understanding that the remedy for the sins that led to the destruction of the temple must be rooted in the practice of unconditional love. The Talmud teaches us that when a scholar completes the study of a tractate of the Talmud, it is appropriate for him and his friends to gather in celebration, sharing a festive meal together. This joyous gathering exemplifies the essence of unity born from unconditional love. It stands in stark contrast to the hatred that led to the destruction of the temple, serving as a balm for the wounds inflicted by discord. This celebration of scholarly achievement is more than a mere social event. It is a manifestation of a deeper spiritual principle. When Torah scholars gather to celebrate, the joy they share is not simply a reflection of personal accomplishment, but a celebration of communal success and intellectual growth. This unity, based on mutual respect and unconditional love, serves as a counterbalance to the forces of division that have historically plagued our people. It is an invitation to transcend individual shortcomings and embrace a collective spirit of love and support. The Hasidic teachings remind us that our interdependence is not merely a matter of social obligation, but a spiritual necessity. In a world fraught with division and animosity, the antidote lies in the cultivation of unconditional love and mutual respect. This love is not confined to the joyous occasions of life, but must extend to the everyday interactions we have with one another. The ability to see the divine spark in every fellow Jew, to celebrate their successes, and to support them in their struggles is what fortifies Klal Yisrael. As we navigate our spiritual journeys, it is essential to remember the power of Klal Yisrael and the imperative to engage in acts of unconditional love. Each act of kindness, every moment of unity, contributes to the healing of our collective soul. The teachings of Hasidic thought regarding the Parashat provide us with profound insights into the nature of our relationship with the divine and with one another. Through acts of communal joy and love, we can counteract the forces of division that have historically plagued our people. Moreover, this understanding of unity extends beyond the confines of our immediate communities. It implores us to embrace a broader perspective, recognizing that Klal Yisrael encompasses Jews from all walks of life, regardless of their level of observance or belief. The strength of our collective identity is rooted in our shared history, our common struggles, and our aspirations for a future imbued with peace and holiness. This sense of belonging fosters resilience and fortitude, enabling us to navigate the challenges we face both as individuals and as a people. In conclusion, the teachings of Hasidic thought, especially regarding the Parashat, illuminate a path toward healing and redemption. The lesson of unity, particularly during the challenging times of Bi'in Hametzarim, remains as relevant today as ever. Through our commitment to love, support, and uplift one another, we can transform our individual imperfections into a collective perfection. By drawing closer to Hashem and to each other, we create a spiritual tapestry woven from threads of love, understanding, and compassion. Let us aspire to embody these ideals, recognizing that in our unity lies our strength, and in our love, the potential for profound spiritual transformation. Through the lens of Chassidic wisdom, we are reminded that every action we take in the spirit of unity contributes to the sanctification of Klal Yisrael and the fulfillment of our divine purpose in this world. The 9 days, a journey through mourning and revelatory joyous, we enter the month of Manekim Avenue. We find ourselves in a time imbued with both historical and spiritual significance within the Jewish calendar. This period, known as the 9 days, is a sacred opportunity for introspection, reflection, and communal mourning, particularly as we remember the destruction of the Holy Temple and the series of exiles that have befallen our people throughout history. The teachings of Rabbi Avraham Novik, a prominent outreach worker and educator at Tel Aviv University, provide profound insights into the essence of this period and its implications for our spiritual journeys. His reflections resonate deeply within the expansive landscape of Jewish thought and practice, encouraging us to engage with our traditions on a more profound level. The sages of our tradition impart a critical teaching: when the month of Avi begins, we should reduce our joy. At first glance, this directive may appear to be a simple admonition to curtail our happiness. However, upon deeper examination, we uncover layers of meaning that invite us to engage with both our individual and communal emotions in a profound way. It is not merely a call to diminish joy. Rather, it implores us to embrace a sense of humility and to maintain a joyful disposition even within the context of mourning. This Hasidic interpretation invites us to delve into the depths of our emotions, prompting us to confront the uncomfortable truth that during times of despair, when God's presence seems obscured by the shadows of our circumstances, we are called to intensify our efforts to reveal His light. This paradox serves as the fulcrum of our spiritual endeavor. The greater the darkness we perceive, the more profound the light that can emerge from it. It is essential to understand that this notion is not merely theoretical. It serves as a guiding principle for our daily lives, especially during periods of distress. When we find ourselves enveloped in sorrow, be it personal tribulations or collective suffering, we are presented with a unique opportunity to reflect on the nature of our relationship with the divine. In moments of obscured clarity, we often feel a heightened sense of yearning for connection, prompting us to seek out God's presence with renewed fervor. Feeling the loss, a collective responsibility, the Shulchan Aruch, Arachheim 1:1, articulates a profound obligation. One who possesses even a modicum of the fear of heaven should experience a deep sense of distress over the destruction of the Bais Hamikdash. This obligation transcends mere ritual observance. It is a call to engage our hearts and souls in the collective mourning of our people. The Jewish tradition emphasizes that we are not isolated beings. Rather, we are part of a larger tapestry woven from the threads of history, culture, and spirituality that bind us together. The pain of the past resonates in our current reality, and it is our moral and spiritual responsibility to acknowledge it. To feel the loss of the temple is to understand the weight of our heritage and the spiritual legacy we carry forward. The sages teach that a generation that fails to rebuild the temple through exemplary behavior is considered as if it had destroyed it. This sobering truth serves as a poignant reminder that our actions, both good and bad, have far-reaching implications for both the spiritual and material realms. When we engage in acts of kindness, justice, and compassion, we participate in the ongoing process of rebuilding and restoring the sanctity that was lost. In the comforting embrace of Hasidic thought, we find that our ability to express grief over the loss of the temple is a vital component of our spiritual landscape. The narrative of the Spoler Zayed, a revered Hasidic master, exemplifies this concept through a remarkable story that speaks to the very heart of our collective experience. During a particularly devastating famine in Russia, the Spoler Zayed embodied the anguish of his people, fasting for weeks while fervently praying for divine intervention. His unwavering dedication to the welfare of his community showcases the deep connection between personal suffering and communal responsibility, illustrating that the pain of one is the pain of all. The courtroom of heaven, a divine dialogue in an audacious act of faith, the Spoiler Zeit took it upon himself to convene a gathering of the most venerated tzaddikim, asserting that he would take God to court. This bold move underscores a profound truth, that our relationship with the divine is dynamic and multifaceted. It is not merely one of passive acceptance, rather it allows for dialogue, questioning, and even confrontation. The courtroom setting serves as a metaphor for our struggle to bridge the gap between human experience and divine will, illustrating that our voices matter and that our pleas can resonate in the higher realms. As the tzaddikim deliberated, they recognized the weight of the Spoiler Zeit's arguments. His assertion that God, as the ultimate master, has obligations toward his servants resonates deeply within the framework of Jewish thought. It challenges us to consider the nature of justice, mercy, and the expectations inherent in our relationship with God. The Spoiler Zeit's impassioned defense highlights a vital principle in our understanding of divine compassion: the notion that God is intimately involved in the welfare of his creation and that he listens to the cries of his people. The outcome of this heavenly tribunal, which found in favor of the Spoiler Zeit, serves as a powerful reminder that our voices, our pleas, and our struggles are heard in the celestial realms. In this narrative, we witness the unfolding of divine justice through a human lens, where the tzaddikim, representing the collective voice of the Jewish people, assert their rightful claim to sustenance and care from their Creator. This interaction between the human and the divine underscores the importance of maintaining an active and engaged relationship with God, particularly during challenging times when our faith may waver. The light emerging from darkness, a testament to resilience, the resolution of the Spoiler Zeit's court case is nothing short of miraculous. Within days of the Tzaddikim's pronouncement, the Russian government announced plans to alleviate the famine, culminating in a restoration of sustenance for all. This narrative exemplifies the Chassidic belief that even in the bleakest of times, hope and joy can emerge when we engage earnestly with our spirituality and with one another. The Spoiler Zeit's victory in the courtroom of heaven serves as a beacon of hope, illuminating the path forward for all who are suffering. During the 9 days, as we endeavor to reduce our joy and engage in mourning, we must also remember that our ability to find light amid darkness is a testament to our resilience and faith. Each act of humility, each moment of introspection, and each expression of sorrow serves to elevate our spirits and draw us closer to the divine. This period of mourning is not solely about lamentation. It is also about awakening our souls to the possibilities of renewal and rebirth. The light that shines forth from darkness often appears more brilliant and easily recognizable. It is during the depths of our sorrow that we can discover the profound joy of connection and community and prayer.